Hello. So this is how you are the Instagram influencer role. So you're going to create at least one Instagram profile for whatever given character you want from that section. Now, if you want to do more than one, you can. You just have to, right click over here and then duplicate the slide, and then you can make more than one. So if you want to be, maybe you have multiple characters that you liked and you want to do this for multiple characters, you could do that. You would just have to duplicate the slide. I'm only requiring one character Instagram to be created. In the notes section down here, you'll notice you do have to provide me with some notes. So once you figure out the pictures you want to add to your Instagram page, you need to give me an explanation for each picture. So let's talk about how to fill this out. So first you want to create a username. Usernames most likely start with an @ So I'm going to make one for, since we just finished Uprising, I'll do one for Uprising. So it's @ I'll say Jane on the 10th. Oh my God. So that's like Jane on the 10th floor. So Jane, she worked up with the boss's children and they went up to visit them on the 10th floor. So I called her Jane on the 10th. To add pictures, this is just a text bubble. So honestly, you could delete out that information, and then any of these gray spots are for pictures. To add a picture, you could, Google pictures on your own, but there is an image insert where you can search the web. I'm going to just search it. Obviously it took place in the early 1900s. So I'm going to say blonde from the 1900s and see what comes up. So here's a good one. So I'm going to just kind of throw that in here. And then in the previous video, I said I didn't know how to make the shape of a picture be a different shape. And this is a shout out to Lucas Sloan, who showed me how to do that. So remember, to get an image, you just kind of search the web for whatever image that works for your slide. To change the shape, you want to make sure, obviously, see how the box is not highlighted. You want to make sure the box is highlighted, and then you can come up here to this little arrow right here. It's next to the crop symbol. If you click on that arrow, notice how the options are shapes. And then if you want to make it a circle to match the rest of it, you just change it to a circle. And then you can resize that circle to fit your circle on the Instagram. Obviously, I'd make it probably smaller here. And that's how you do it. On the 10th, I can add a description of her, like what would Jane say here? So she might say, I have the brains and the guts, because she defends herself. And you can decide how many, posts she has, how many followers you want her to have, how many people she follows. That's all your choice, and just some extra stuff that you can put there. And then you're going to be required to add 3 pictures. And you want those pictures to be based on things you remember from the section of the chapter. So in this section, I'm going to say boy in the, I'm going to say elevator attendant. Because in that one part, she talks to the elevator attendant, and it's almost like there's a little bit of, something interesting going on with that, and they kind of feel like they're on the same team there, and he talks nicely to her. So I'm going to go with the elevator attendant as one of my pictures. I'm going to throw it into that box. Obviously, you can resize it to make it fit the box properly. So there's my elevator attendant picture. And then down here, I would be like, when Jane's on the elevator, pick one. Jane is on the elevator with the attendant. I picked this picture because it helps to show the employees as almost trapped in a cage. And so that's just one instance. And notice it didn't take me too long. You really want to be thoughtful and think this through. When you present at the end of the week your sections and your roles, you will put it in the view mode, and you'll be able to talk through why you decided to make a profile pic the way you made it and why you picked the pictures that you picked for that character. Again, you're only required to do one, but if you're having fun with it and you want to do for multiple characters for that section, you can. But your role is to come up with good pics that you think really showcase the influencer's job of showing those key moments from the text. So go ahead and get working.